Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Mostly sunny skies through the majority of today. It's late tonight and into the overnight hours. Do we start to see some of those spotty showers creeping over that western state line and into this state? And as far as tomorrow morning goes, likely going to be dodging a few of these scattered showers, mostly in the form of snow for the higher terrain, before things eventually clear out late Wednesday into Thursday. David?
Happening now, an APD officer arrested and accused of DWI wants his case thrown out. Police say Joshua Malecki got into a fight with his wife while off duty at their West Side home last year. He's then accused of driving drunk across town in his police cruiser, crashing it into a curb before getting a ride home from a friend. According to a motion, Malecki says the breath test was not taken within 3 hours of driving. He also claims there are no witnesses to testify he was driving.
On to news happening right now. Dreamers claiming a small victory this morning. This after the Supreme Court rules it will not hear the Trump administration's appeal to a judge's ruling. That federal judge from San Francisco ruled to protect the DACA program and keep it running despite the president's attempt to halt it. The ruling yesterday means the president's case will have to work its way through the lower courts before any Supreme Court ruling is possible. The program is set to expire on Monday.
Now in Washington, a bipartisan team of senators plan to introduce a bill raising the age limit for buying weapons like the gun used in several school shootings. That's including the one allegedly used in Parkland, Florida. It's something the White House insists the president is still on board with. Tomorrow, President Trump will prepare to meet with the members of Congress. It's the same day students return to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida.
On to news, new at 6:30. Some Georgia politicians say they will retaliate against Delta Airlines after it ended its discount program for the National Rifle Association, or NRA. Republican lawmakers want to kill a proposed sales tax break on jet fuel that could save the Atlanta-based airline millions of dollars. Delta is one of several companies distancing itself from the NRA in the wake of the Florida school shooting.
Also new at 6:30, the FedEx says it will continue its NRA discount, although the shipping giant says it is opposed to the sale of assault rifles. The company is quoted as saying, quote, it never has never set or changed rates for any of our millions of customers around the world in response to their politics, beliefs, or positions on issues.
On to news happening right now. The former deputy accused of not going into Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School is now defending himself. In a statement, former Deputy Scott Peterson's attorney says the first call he received was of firecrackers, not gunfire. And when he actually heard shots, he believed they were coming from outside the building. Officials say they question his claims because of the number of rounds fired. In the meantime, the sheriff's office says another investigation is looking into 3 other deputies.
Happening now, survivors of the deadly Florida school shooting are getting some support this morning from Representative Steve Scalise. Now, you may remember Scalise was seriously wounded by a gunman targeting a GOP congressional baseball team practice last summer. Yesterday, Scalise talked with Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School students about coping after being attacked, along with ways to move forward.
On to new news this morning. Police on the hunt for this man. They say he shot and killed another man while the victim was on Facebook Live in North Carolina. Police now identifying the shooter as Douglas Cleveland Colson. Officials say Colson shot Prentice Robinson near Wingate University on Monday. Officials say Robinson was on Facebook Live when Colson walked up to him. They started chatting. The victim tells Robinson he's, quote, on live. Seconds later, 4 shots ring out. The camera then drops to the ground.
New this morning and looking ahead, the fate of a rate increase needed for a new wind farm in eastern New Mexico is expected to be up for debate next Wednesday. The Sagamore Wind Project is planned for Roosevelt County. Officials say it would be the biggest wind farm in the state. According to the Eastern New Mexico News Public Regulation Commission, says it will hear Excel's case for a rate increase. We will keep following this for you and let you know what the commission decides on an increase and by how much.
On to news happening today. Lawmakers expected to get the chance to question the White House communications director. That's Hope Hicks. It's part of the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Hicks was interviewed in December by special counsel Robert Mueller. In the past, she's been asked about her role in making a misleading statement about the Trump Tower meeting between Trump's eldest son and a Russian lawyer.
And new this morning, Billy Graham will be the 4th person in history to lie in honor at the Capitol in Washington. Records show that three others who have done that include civil rights icon Rosa Parks in 2005 and 2 slain Capitol Police officers in 1998. Now, the practice is similar to lying in state, where the casket of a government official or military official is honored with brief placement in a government building.
On to new news this morning. Democrat Angel Pena now has 4 days to try to get back into the running for Congressman Steve Pearce's seat. This after a state district judge says he's upholding his disqualification. According to the Journal, Judge David Thomas says state law does not allow alterations to the header of a petition. Pena's campaign says they had to scratch out a character that had been printed incorrectly and instead write it in by hand. Again, he has 4 days to appeal this decision.
Happening now, there's still a lot of legislation sitting on the governor's desk without a signature. This morning, the governor has only signed off on 3 bills of the more than 100 pending, one of them being the nurse licensure compact to allow nurses from other states to work in New Mexico. The governor has until next week to act on the legislation waiting on her desk.
On to news happening right now. Customers, you could soon see a spike in your gas bill. The New Mexico Gas Company is proposing a rate hike, its first in 6 years. The company submitted a request to the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission for an $8 million increase in annual revenues. If approved, the average residential bill would go up 1.4%. Kristen.
Metro Threat Index at a 5 for today, fighting breezy conditions out of the southwest, 15 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. Combined with the dry conditions raising fire concerns, a red flag warning is set to take effect for the Albuquerque Metro starting noon time today. Sarah?
This morning, students at one Metro elementary school will be getting a jump start on their reading skills. This all thanks to a local organization's unique tutoring program. The Rotary Club of Rio Rancho wants to help more elementary school students improve their reading through the Dick Hillier tutoring program. It's unique in that it actually pays the teacher to tutor their own students. They're looking to expand the program to more schools throughout Sandoval County, but need help from donations from the community. To find out how you can help, visit KRQE.com. Crystal?
To news happening today and tomorrow, the Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department will be taking reservations for up to 100 free spay and neuter surgeries for cats. They say they're getting ahead of the kitten season. It's a time the department says animal shelters see an increase in kittens being dropped off. You can sign up at the Eastside Shelter from 9 o'clock this morning to 5:30 p.m. This is for Albuquerque residents only.
And new facts at 6. The flu may be more than just a respiratory disease. A new study shows it may also cause neurological symptoms. Research in the Journal of Neuroscience finds that 2 different strains can cause changes to the structure and functions of a part of the brain that controls learning and memory. Now, the results on mice indicate the changes last for a month after the flu infection. Kristen?
Time now for a check on your Tuesday morning commute. No major accidents out there this morning, just already seeing volume I-25 southbound between Paseo and Osuna. We will keep eyes on the roadways for you throughout the morning.
And happening today, the Albuquerque Biopark is celebrating International Polar Bear Day. Today, the zoo's polar bear brothers Kaluk and Kiska will help teach kids about the changing Arctic climate and how they can make a difference right here at home. Begins at 10 this morning and it goes all the way until 2 this afternoon at the Polar Bear exhibit.
Okay, finally, look at this. It's National Pancake Day. IHOP is celebrating with its 13th annual free buttermilk short stack giveaway. The dine-in only deal will be available in select IHOP locations until 10 o'clock tonight. The company hopes diners will make their stack count by donating to the chain's charity partners.
Yeah,
just in time for breakfast.
Yeah, no kidding. Now for the 5 facts.
Start with number 5 here. It's that time of year again. A local group is hoping to pack some buses and get Lobo fans to the Mountain West tournament in Las Vegas. It's all part of the Ticks for Kids annual fundraiser trip. Money raised does go toward sending underprivileged kids to places and even events that they wouldn't normally have the opportunity to enjoy. This year's Mountain West tourney does begin March 7th. For more information, we did post details on our website. That's KRQE.com.
At number 4, the tab for the downtown rail yard cleanup could be going up by $5 million. The city says it's willing to help the developer of the rail yard renovation find funding to help. This all comes after some expensive health and safety violations. Now, the city bought the historic property a decade ago with plans to turn it into a bustling new section of downtown, complete with restaurants and places to live. Now, problems in the building like asbestos and lead paint have added to the renovation costs. This is putting everything on hold.
Number 3 now. This morning, deputies still searching for a robbery suspect after he was able to get away. BCSO says Alejandro Silva is accused of robbing 2 gas stations in Tijeras. Surveillance video shows a hooded suspect demanding cash. Cameras capture him taking off in a turquoise Ford after another robbery, according to authorities. Deputies say they chased Silva and his accomplice to Carnwell. The accomplice was caught. Silva got away. They do believe he was hiding at a home near Route 66 and Whittier Street, where that standoff did begin. If you have information, you're asked to call authorities.
At number 2, critical to extreme fire danger today with strong winds out of the southwest, 20 to 30 miles per hour, combining with dry conditions. The nice thing, though, our temperatures will be warm. Just make sure to hold off on the outdoor burns. And do know we have some spotty to scattered showers coming in tonight into tomorrow morning, favoring the western 2/3 of the state.
Coming in at number 1, Bernalillo County Commissioners will likely vote to see if Sheriff Manuel Gonzalez and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will be placed under review. Commissioner Maggie Hart-Stebbins says a third party should look into BCSO's policies and increased use of deadly force. The recommendation comes after a spike in deputy-involved shootings and pricey lawsuit settlements. Stebbins says while the reviewer could recommend required lapel cameras, the final decision is up to the sheriff. If it passes, the county manager would have to give a status report by the end of March.